I recently acquired a used Asus Vivobook. I'm unfamiliar with anything Asus. I've never owned anything. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. It still has the original stickers on it. Intel Core i3. I thought it'd be a good opportunity, though, to install Debian 13 stable on it and get Ardour up and running so I could use this for remote recording. I currently use my Dell XPS 15 for that, but it is super heavy, and it'd be nice to have something a lot lighter. So I'm pretty sure this little Asus is up to the task, so I think I'll document my adventure here. I have no experience with Debian 13. Both of my other computers, my desktop and my laptop, are both on Debian 12, but I'm sure we won't run into any issues here. I still use Jack instead of Pipewire. I haven't even been looking at Pipewire lately because years ago when I switched to Debian 12, I'm pretty sure that the version that was on Debian 12 stable I've heard that it wasn't up to the task. So rather than trying to experiment with that, I just installed Jack, and I'm familiar with Jack. I like it. It does everything I need to do. And so I'm just going to continue using it until such time as it becomes inconvenient. So I will get up and started here. This is a fresh install. All I've added is OBS, so I could record this. And I'm running Cinnamon Desktop. So let's get started. First thing I want to do is just to install Jack. So is it Jack 2D or Jack D2? I think it's Jack D2. Yep, that's right. And it's going to ask, do you want to enable real-time process priority? I always say yes. That will be one less sanity check when you're installing Ardour that it will flag. So, and I do know that when you enable that, I think you have to restart for it to be recognized. So I'm going to go ahead and restart here and join you on the other side. All right, I'm up and running again. And so next thing to do then is start up Jack, which Jack comes with QJack CTL as the control panel there. So I'm going to do setup here, and it should not see an interface, just the default card in there. So now I need to find my USB and plug it in. So I'm using my backup interface here, which is a Behringer UMC 1820, which is USB class compliant. So it works quite well with Linux. So choose that, and I'm going to choose 48K. Let's go ahead, 100 frame buffer size of 128 and periods per buffer of 3. I actually don't know what's best for periods per buffer, but that's what I'm going to do. And because I'm OCD, I'm going to make sure that those took. All right, so starting Jack, and look at the control panel, or rather the graph here. So it recognizes my interface, which is good. And now I will install Ardour. First going to download it. So I pay a small monthly fee to always have the latest and greatest, and I'm logged in here. So I'm going to download this. Should be done in just a second, and that's done. So I pay that monthly fee because I like to have the latest and greatest and install it as many times as I want. And I really appreciate all the work they put into Ardour. It's an amazing DAW. It's an amazing piece of software, and their efforts are Herculean. So I'm going to go into my downloads folder here, and let's see, there it is. chmod user plus execute Ardour, and then run it. Needs my password, and I think I just fat fingered it. I did. Try it again. There we go. So it's going to come up with a couple prompts here. Install plugins and ACE plugins. Yes. And then it has a sanity check that does fail, which is frequency scaling. And I think this is different for every CPU, but I just ignore it. I actually installed the Liquorix kernel on my desktop, but I'm not even going to mess with that. I think it'll run just fine. So Ardour is installed. Let's start it up. And create a new session here. We'll just call this 260611 Debian 13 Ardour test. And since I know my interface is already working, I should already see something in my recording panel here, and there it is. So I have my RE50B dynamic mic plugged into the Behringer. So it's getting signal. It's a little bit low, but that's okay. I'll bump it up just a little bit. The Behringer actually is fairly quiet, so I don't think you'll hear too much noise. But let's go ahead and start recording then. No, I need to add this, of course. Need to add the track, RE50B. I'm doing this one-handed. And record arm, and let's start. All right, so I'm up and recording. Let's go to the edit window and see how the levels look. They look excellent. It's probably a little on the low side, peaking at -26, but that's okay. All right, so I'm up and running. I am at a buffer size of 128, so I have reported latency of 2.7 milliseconds. That's actually pretty good. If I were singing into this, it would create some weird phase issues, but almost anything else would be good enough. DSP is at 9 to 12%. I don't think I'm going to get any X runs at 128. I've tested this before, but I'll let it run for, I don't know, another 10 seconds here. If I had any X runs, they'd show up in this little gray window. It would turn red and show me the number of X runs. Ardour also shows it in the waveforms by default, I believe. So I think we're pretty good. That's pretty much it. This is ready to roll. I'm going to do one more test here, which is I'm going to stop recording, quit Ardour, and set my buffer size much higher so then I can just test recording 16 tracks at once. Okay, so now I'm back up and recording with a buffer size of 4096, and you can see that our latency has gone way up to 85 milliseconds, which, you know, for my purposes, that works really well because I don't typically monitor. I'm typically monitoring my hardware, or I'm in a separate room. So DSP is way down at 2%, and I'm not super knowledgeable about all of how you create X runs. Obviously, getting low buffer is going to create an X run. I don't know if recording 15 channels with no input. My thought is that's a pretty good test, but since this laptop is new to me, I would probably do some more realistic tests here. But obviously, you know, if we're not getting any X runs and we're recording 16 channels, and most importantly, DSP is like at 2%, and that has to get a lot higher before I'm going to see X runs. So I'd say we're golden with this. We're ready to start recording an orchestra. So hope videos like this help other people. I think Ardour is an awesome tool, and it's once you get Debian installed, using Jack, it's, from my standpoint, it's pretty simple to get up and running.